Hi, it's Tim Hagen from Progress Coaching, and welcome to another episode of Coaching Conversations. And I wanted to make you aware of something very cool that we're doing on a subscription basis, and we'll put a link in each one of our episodes. But every Wednesday, we're going to be doing what we call an audio podcast workshop. That workshop will be roughly about 14 to maybe 20 minutes per episode, with each month having a theme from a coaching model, using feedback strategically, to coaching self-awareness, and so on. So if you could look in the body or in the content description of each episode, and you will see a link where you can join this subscription. These are literally 4 workshops every month, teaching specific strategies to address a particular area of workplace coaching, as it relates, again, to things like awareness, motivation, teamwork, and what have you. Here's the cool thing. It's only $10 per month, and each month you will get a handout that we will follow along with. So we also give you a tool for you to take notes as we go through each episode. We hope you'll check it out.
Workplace conversations matter. For the past 31 years, we've been teaching people how to coach. And when I think about workplace conversations, I think about some of the simplicities. The other day, we were up in the Northwoods at our cabin in Wisconsin, and we went to one of our favorite places, the Black Oak Inn. And we know the owners, and we have fun. We had a nice dinner, and we played trivia night. And they just, if you've never been there, and you probably haven't been, it's a local place, and they go above and beyond the call of duty for their customers. Now, keep in mind, people literally almost lost their business. I mean, all these restaurants, right? The pandemic really crushed a lot of the restaurateurs of this world. And here was the funny thing. I got home, and there was a Facebook post, and someone had put out on a public domain something like the food was average, the service wasn't that great, and really kind of ripped the place to shreds. About 30 people jumped on and started to counter this person, saying, well, no, we've had great dinners there. They do a great job. And the owner of the Black Oak, responded and said, hey, look, we're going to make mistakes. But if you don't talk to us, and if you don't talk to me directly, I can't fix it. And the last thing we want in our restaurant is for someone to walk out unhappy. I promise you that. But I promise you, I can't respond if I don't know. Now, the gentleman who wrote the post has yet to respond, but that's a conversation that happens in the workplace. We get frustrated with the teammate. And what do? We tell 3 other people of our frustration about that person. Those 3 people tell 4 people. Now there's 12 versions of that story, and I guarantee you all 12 will not be the same version of that story because we put our own narratives and our own spinning on it. So think about that. Conversations travel really fast. Now, let's go back to this restaurant, the Black Oak Inn. Everybody jumped to these people's defenses. Everybody. And praised them. So the negative advertising became actually great advertising. We need to do more of that. Now, I'm going to introduce you to a concept called the coaching champion. The coaching champion is when you have people like what we had at Black Oak Inn, people online coming to the defense, countering and saying really good things. They didn't call the guy a jerk. They didn't call him out and say, where do you live? They came out and said, we've had great times there. We've had great food there. The service is fantastic. You know what? We need to do that without a complaint. And a coaching champion is someone who looks for the good things. Now, I want to take you to my favorite restaurant of all time, and it's up in the Northwoods, the Bear Trap. There's a young lady there who started there when she was 14. She's friends with the owners and she's family, and she's now a senior in high school, and her confidence has grown so much. I remember years ago, she went through an incident where a customer was really mean to her. She was crying, and I remember I went up to her at the end of the night, and I said, let me just tell you something. When I'm here, you're fantastic. I've nicknamed you the superstar. And she got this big smile. 3 years later, she is a superstar. She's going to college. She wants to become a veterinarian. She said, I have high aspirations. She said, I've loved working here. I've loved meeting all of you. 3 years ago, she could barely talk because she was pretty shy. And that's a pretty intimidating type of business for a 14-year-old. See, everybody needs someone to stick up for them. Every team and every company needs a coaching champion. Somebody who says the right things in terms of acknowledging the positive things that other people do. Every organization needs tons and tons of coaching champions to protect the workplace culture. Here's why. The Gallup organization reports 71% of people are neutral or actively disengaged at work, meaning they're negative. Think about that. Think about that. That means a leader has a 71%, let's just call it 70, that are completely neutral or negative. Only 29 or let's say 30% are positive. And typically positive people put their heads down and just do their jobs. They don't recruit the other 70% to be more positive. Yet, what if they did? A coaching champion is taught framing and coaching techniques. So when someone is being negative and they come to you and they start talking about their boss and they're frustrated, most people do what? They just nod and say, yeah, I understand that stinks. And that person walks away thinking, see, that person agreed with me because we didn't really confront it. Now, confronting isn't yelling or screaming. Confronting is perspective. A coaching champion would say, quick thought for you. I would really encourage you to talk to the boss directly. And I would ask you, what are you going to do to successfully engage with he or she? What are you going to do to successfully get your point across where you're calm and professional so he or she receives it well, so you can have a really good conversation? A coaching champion frames out tough situations positively. A coaching champion promotes positivity. A coaching champion challenges those who struggle with positivity. Every team, every organization needs coaching champions. Thank you for listening to another episode of Coaching Conversations by Tim Hagen and Progress Coaching. Now, our company is always coming out with new and innovative solutions to help leaders coach their employees. And recently, we just created a new service called Coach to You, where leaders can pick and choose topics and assign 7 to 21-day programs for employees to learn and, more importantly, apply actions and then reflect and share what they're going to do going forward as a result of the learning. It's called Coach to You. We're literally bringing coaching to your employees. If you're intrigued, we'll have a link in each one of our episodes where you can get more information. And again, thank you so much for listening to another episode.